Hindi yan kung nag-file ka ng complaint sa barangay, kaso na yan. Ang purpose mo, gusto ka makipag-settle. Yun ang purpose sa barangay. Okay? Yun ang tinatawag na barangay justice system. So, yun yan.
So,
Sige.
So, pero gusto ko lang itanong, attorney, so ibig sabihin pwedeng bayaran na lang yung bounce check na yon. Kung
Pwedeng-
ako yung liable dun sa cheque na nag-bounce.
Kung under the bouncing check law, pwede mong bayaran, okay? Within 5 banking days from receipt of the notice of dishonor. Yun ang yung based on my practice, yung notice of dishonor, kasi very important yung notice of dishonor. Kasi yung 5-day period will start from the receipt of the notice of dishonor.
Okay.
So it means, pag wala ka na-receive na notice of dishonor, you cannot be liable under BP 22. That's why, yung ibang...
Ay, hindi lumipat-lipat ka ng bahay, attorney.
Yung iba, yung iba hindi tinatanggap ang demand letter. Kasi yung 5-day period, mag-start yan from the receipt of the demand letter.
Okay. Pero pag hindi nakita, attorney,
Yung iba, through registered mail. But yung ibang fiscal kasi, very strict sila sa batas. Gusto nila na kailangan ma-receive personally yung demand letter. Kasi yung 5-day period, mag-start yan from the receipt of the notice of dishonor.
anong ibig sabihin ng receipt, attorney? Pinirmahan? Pinirmahan?
Natanggap.
Pinirmahan. As received. May nakalagay, receipt.
Yung presence, hindi yon.
Hindi. Kailangan na permahan niya.
Kailangan
Na
na
receive.
Yung presence lang, hindi pinirmahan. Pero nakita nung nag-deliver, andun yung tao.
Actually, pwede na yan. But,
Pwede na.
but kailangan i-prove yan na-receive niya yung letter na yan.
So, pwedeng picture, parang
pwede-
Another kaso na naman yun, attorney.
Hindi, yung 5-day period kasi, mag-start yan from the receipt of the notice of dishonor. May say receipt, hindi kailangan personal. Pwede
Okay.
through representative, pwede yan, walang
Kung
problema.
representative ang pumirma na
Assuming-
na-receive niya, start na ng 5
Start
days.
na ng 5-day period. Okay?
Basta may tumanggap.
Kailangan, ma-prove lang natin that yung
Kung
naka-receive.
sabihin nung inaakusa na hindi ko natanggap talaga, hindi niya ako tinawagan eh.
So that's why, kailangan ma-prove natin yan na yung naka-receive has a
Authority.
may authority, of age of discretion, yung legal age na, of course, there's a presumption na pinabasa niya sa nakapirma.
kunwari, biyenan mo, bisit na bisit sa'yo biyenan mo,
Hindi
tinago
pinakita.
yung sa ilang gusto ng biyenan mo, makulong ka.
Oh, yes.
Kung tatago ko itong letter na to, para kunwari, after 5 years, kukulong ka na, lagot ka.
So yung iba, yung ginagawa ng iba, kasi normally hindi tinatanggap yung demand letter. So yung ginagawa, registered mail. Yung registered mail system natin sa post office. Then yung mailman ang mag-deliver. Kung hindi
Kasi
niya-
pipirma ka doon eh.
Oh, pipirma ka eh.
Oo.
So pag na-receive na ng mailman, registered mail, mag-start na yung 5-day period.
Okay.
Pag
Okay.
na-receive na nung mailman, nung post office,
Through registered mail,
Oo.
yung post office will issue a certificate na pinadala na nila. So yung date ng pinadala nila, doon mag-start ang 5-day period. So kailangan within that 5-day,
anong pinadala, attorney, hinatid na, gano'n?
hinatid nila.
Ah.
So yun lang, mag-issue yung post office,
Post office na natanggap.
na hinatid nila at
Ah.
natanggap. Okay? So after that, doon mag-start ang 5-day period. Kasi yung demand letter or notice of dishonor is very important yan. Kasi doon mag-start ang 5-day period. Then after the 5 days, pag walang arrangement nangyari, you can be liable for under BP 22.
Sino po yung dinidemanda?
Yung dinibanda. Pero ang kailangan ang magdemanda, yung binayaran. Okay, for
tama,
example, I issue a check. Dennis Antinor, hindi pwede si Vian ang magdemanda sa akin.
Correct,
Kailangan
correct.
ikaw lang. Kasi
Oo.
ikaw yung aggrieved party.
Okay.
Yun yan.
Okay, balikan natin yung cheque. Nag-issue ko kay Vian ng cheque, nakalagay, sabihin natin, July 11. July 11, ano oras bang open
Four?
ng bangko, Ton?
10.
Nine.
Gis, no?
9 or 10.
9.
Oh, yes.
8:59, tumawag ako. Tumawag ako sa bangko. Diba? Hello, meron akong na-issue cheque. Huwag niyo ilalabas. Walang pondo yan.
Oh, yes.
May liable pa ba ako na sa bouncing check?
Nakalagay sa ating batas,
Patay.
you can be liable under BP 22 if you order the bank to stop payment without any justifiable reason. Kasi nga, if you...
Justifiable reason, walang pondo.
It's not a justifiable
Ay,
reason.
ganun?
Okay? Kasi if you issue a check, there's nga a presumption that you have knowledge na may pondo
May
yan.
pondo
Okay.
ka.
So
correct.
if you order the bank to stop payment, kailangan may justifiable reason. Pag walang pondo ang cheque mo, is not a justifiable reason. Ang example ng based on my readings, the example of a justifiable reason, you can ask the bank to stop payment kasi binayaran mo na si Bien. Pwede yan.
Ah,
For example, you
okay.
issue a check
Oo.
in favor of Bien. Okay?
Pwede bang verbal yun, attorney?
Pwede yan. Pwedeng verbal. But of course, the bank...
Pero kung paano kung hindi totoo?
Ano?
Hindi
Sinabi
totoo na
lang.
binayaran ko siya. Sinabi ko lang para hindi ako
Yun nga na ang bangko kailangan i-prove yan ni bank. That's why the bank is required na sa cheque may nakatatak doon that bounce on the ground of insufficiency of funds, closed account, kailangan nakalagay diyan.
Okay, ano
Obligation
pa
po yun ng bangko.
Ibang justifiable reason.
Yun ang mga possible justifiable reason, but normally pag wala kang pondo, is not a justifiable reason.
Ay, ganun?
You can be liable under BP 22. Kasi very clear yan, nasa section 1 yan ng BP 22, na pag hindi ka, if you order the bank to stop payment and the request or the order is unjustifiable, you can be liable under BP 22. In fact, even may pondo yung account mo. Okay? At the time that you issue a check, today is July 11, you issue a check, post-dated check July 15. On the date of the issuance, June 11, may pera ka. But sa July 15 wala ka ng pera. Walang account walang pondo yung account mo. Can you be liable under BP 22?
Yes.
You can be liable under BP 22 kasi nga there's a presumption na kailangan you have the obligation na pondohan yung bangko within 90 days from the date ng cheque. Kailangan may obligation ka magpondo. Of course, it is not an obligation to maintain an account or to maintain a fund to the bank, but it is a presumption of the law that if you fail to maintain, may presumption na alam mo na walang pondo. Kasi ang issue kasi ng BP 22, alam mo na walang pondo pero nag-issue ka pa rin ng cheque. That's the time that you can be liable under BP 22. And good faith, bad faith is not a defense.
Safe ka pa rin dun sa kahit walang pondo, nag-issue ka, wala pang pondo. Ibig sabihin, July 11, di ba?
Nag-issue ka
In-issue
ngayon.
mo ng June 4. Pero July 11 yung date ng cheque, okay pa rin yun.
Okay lang yan.
Kasi hindi pa malalaman na wala kang pondo.
Importante, may pondo within 90 days from the date ng cheque. Okay? But please take note, under the banking system, kailangan yung cheque i-present mo sa bangko within 6 months. Kasi nga, for example, if you present the check beyond 6 months, beyond 180 days, okay, yung check is stale check na yan.
Ano ulit?
Stale check.
Stale check.
It means na yung cheque mo, hindi na pwedeng tanggapin ng bangko. Therefore, you cannot be liable under BP 22. Assuming walang pondo yung cheque mo, but pinipresent ni Joey for isa ng binayaran mo, beyond 6 months or 1 year after, kahit walang pondo yan, you cannot be liable under BP 22 on the ground that yung cheque is a stale check. Stale check, it means under banking system, you have the obligation, if you are the payer or ikaw yung binayaran ng cheque, you have the obligation na kailangan i-present mo yung cheque within 6 months. Otherwise, wala nang obligation si drawer, ako yung nag-issue ng cheque, I can't be liable under BP 22. So I cannot be criminally liable, but I can still be civilly liable. Kasi yung cheque kasi is a form of a contract. Okay?
Tama.
Not because na hindi mo dineposit yung cheque mo within 6 months, yung liability mo ma-extinguish na. Yung liability, civil liability, nandyan pa rin, but you cannot anymore be criminally liable.
So within 6 months, paano kung
Within 6
dalawang
months.
araw lang? Attorney?
Ano?
Paano yung... Kasi iniisip ko yung cheque mo, di ba? I-date mo ng July 11. So, bibigay ko yung cheque ko kay Vien. July 11, nakalagay doon, di ba? So, in-expect ko, ako, i-encash na yon July 11.
Yes.
Kasi after July 11, syempre magtutuloy-tuloy pa yung mga
Oh, yeah,
proseso ng negosyo
Yes.
ko. July 11, sabi niya, hindi ko muna syempre, kahit pa paano, marami rin mga tao na hindi aral.
Oo.
Ay, July 11 tong cheque ko, treasure ko muna to rito, dito muna ito, di ba?
Yes.
Dumating ang July 30, ay, kailangan ko na.
Oo.
In-encash ko ngayon. Walang pondo.
Walang pondo.
May liability pa ba ako?
Yes, may liability
Yung
ka.
sinasabi nyo kanina.
Kasi nga, you have the obligation to maintain a fund 90 days from the date. Kasi pag wala kang pondo within 90 days, there's a presumption of
Pero
the
hindi ko
law.
na kasalanan yun. Attorney, siya na may kasalanan nun.
Walang obligation yung binayar mo ng cheque na i-deposit niya yung cheque on the date of the check. Kasi nga, ang check, siya may obligation within 6 months. Hindi on the date of the check. Okay? Within 6 months, kailangan niyang i-deposit ang cheque in order na hindi maging stale check. So it means, for example, July 1, kailangan yung date ng cheque, wala siyang obligation na i-deposit yung cheque niya o in-cash yung cheque niya on July 1. Pwedeng i-deposit niya August 1, September 1, October 1, November 1, as long as within 6 months. Yun yan.
Okay.
So yun ang not because yung date ng cheque is that date, walang obligation yung binayar mo ng cheque to deposit that on that date. Walang obligation. So therefore, hindi siya excuse na, for example, dineposit niya after 3 months. Sabi mo, oh, bakit mo dineposit on third month? So wala akong obligation mag-pondo. Hindi ganon. Kasi nga,
Obligasyon mo pa rin.
Obligasyon mo pa rin yan.
Bumigyan ng pondo.
kung nananadya ito.
As long within 6 months.
6 months.
6 months. Kasi ang 90 days yan. Assuming 100 days. Dineposit mo after 100 days. Are you still liable under BP 22? Yes. Kasi yung 90-day period na sabi ng batas is not with respect to maintenance of funds within 90 days, hindi nga elements ng law yung maintenance of funds. Yung failure to maintain within 90 days is just a prima facie presumption that you have knowledge of insufficiency of funds. Oh, yun ang ibig sabihin.
Kung mapatunayan kong may intention siya, siyang ganunin ako.
Ipakloy, oo.
May intention siya. Mapapatunayan ko yun na may intention siya. Marami siyang pinagsabihan. Kasi marami na ako sinabi sa kanya, wala na pala akong pondo. Nawala sa isip ko, inisyon pala kita. Ngayon, may ginawa sa akin itong gagawin ko, papa-encash ko to para tumalbog, para magkaroon ng kaso. Pero bago mo sagutin niya, attorney, magbabalik tayo. Diyan lang po kayo. Ganun pa rin mag-issue ng cheque, kailangan. Responsibilidad.
Kaya importante.
Ay, nahulog. Hulog ko nga, nahulog. Sa chair ko na.
Ba't di mo sila? Pero nakahulog lang?
Ay.
Ano higit?
Ay, nasa. Hindi ko alam.
Demolition work against Binay revived anew. Smear campaigns against Vice President Jejomar Binay appear to have started well ahead of the 2016 presidential elections. According to the Vice President, he has received reports that the demolition job is already underway. The campaign season is too early, he added. The cannons are ready to be fired, Binay said in an exclusive interview on ANC's program Beyond Politics with Linda Humilla last Tuesday. He noted that his detractors are even digging up old cases against him and spreading them through social media.
Siyempre, kung may iwasan ng mga tao talaga.
Lalo na pag may sama ng loob talaga.
Maraming kong check.
Nakakalimutan.
Siguro yung iba,
Parang hirap i-monitor.
Ayaw mo sa Makati. Deposit mo dyan sa
Saka hindi, kung punta ka ng probinsya, doon mo dideposit, doon mo ba ipapile yung kaso? So, paano? Pag binanulog, bubuwi ka palagi.
Then yung foreign currency.
Oo, i-check
Foreign.
Foreign.
Paano kakabulin?
Paano mo hahabulin yun? Oo, kasi kunyari, yung check pinadala galing States.
Pwede ba?
Diba?
Tapos biglang bounce pa.
notice of dishonor, kailangan in writing. Pwedeng salita lang.
Verbal.
So, talaga yung
Documented talaga siya dapat.
Okay, balik po tayo. Huling-huli ako na. Yung ating, marami pa kami question na, naisip na itanong. Yung intention muna na ipa-bounce talaga yung cheque. Yung inisyoan ko si Vien ng for July 11, inisyo niya, pina-encash niya, August na. August na. Wala na akong pondo. Tapos napatunayan ko na may intention siya. I have all the evidences na talagang may intention, may napagsabihan siya, na-text siya, meron siyang message sa Facebook. Attorney.
You can still be liable under BPP.
Ayan.
Okay?
Wala takas talaga.
Kasi nga, if you issue a check,
Dapat.
you have the obligation to know.
Yeah.
Kailangan may pondo yung mga cheque na yan.
Okay.
Walang obligation yung binigyan mo ng cheque na mag-deposit ng cheque on the day of the check. As long as dineposit niya within 6 months. Yun lang ang obligation niya. So, this excuse, okay, na then anyway, under BP 22, kung natumalbog man yung cheque mo, kailangan ka bibigyan ng 5-day notice. So, hindi ka automatic maging liable under BP 22. Kasi, you will be given 5 notice of dishonor, and after the notice of dishonor, may 5-day banking days ka pa to make arrangement of the check.
So for a total of 10 days?
5 banking days.
Yun na yun.
Yun na yun.
Yung
So,
5
bibigyan
days.
ka ng 5 banking days from receipt
Upon
of the
receipt.
notice of dishonor. So,
Okay.
yan.
So paano po? Si Vien nagpunta siya ng Cebu.
Yes.
Gusto niya mag-file ng kaso ng BP22. Doon ba niya i-file yun?
Ang BP 22 is a continuing crime. Kasi ang batas natin with respect to crime or criminal law is territorial in nature. It means kung saan nangyari ang crime, doon mo lang pwedeng i-file.
Patay.
Okay, assuming
Oo.
may pangbugbog may serious physical injury nangyari in Manila. Kailangan i-file mo yung crime sa Manila. But that is with respect to serious physical injury. But under BP 22 is a continuing crime. It means BP 22 can be filed anywhere as long as one of the elements of the crime was committed in that place. For example, you issued a check in Manila. You deposit the check in Cebu. So therefore, you can file your case in Manila or in Cebu. Kasi as long as one of the elements of that crime is present in that place, pwede ka mag-file. Kasi nga, BP 22 is a continuing crime. Unlike other crimes, yun ang
Kahit
continuing
saan.
crimes. Like
Anywhere.
rebellion. Like rebellion is a continuing crime. Okay, so it means if you are rebelde ka, hindi na kailangan ng warrant of arrest. Kasi nga, it's a continuing crime. Kahit nag-toothbrush ka lang doon, pwede kang hulihin.
Correct.
If you are a rebel. Same also with BP 22. Kasi it's a continuing crime, so pwedeng kahit saan, as long as one of the elements of the crime was committed in that place.
Pwede rin pala.
Pwede.
Okay. That's good. Meron pa isa. Ano isa?
Ito naman, attorney, paano kung yung check po is parang foreign check siya? Ano yung habol ko bilang
Galing sa United States.
Sa United States, ganyan. Tapos ako yung inisyuhan niya.
BP 22 covers foreign currency checks as long as the check was issued in the Philippines.
In the Philippines.
Kailangan yung check in-issue ng dito sa Pilipinas.
Dito sa Pilipinas, pero not necessarily na taga-Pilipinas sila.
Yes, as long as dito na issue. Kasi nga, crimes are territorial in nature.
Okay.
So therefore, in order that yung Philippine government natin has jurisdiction or authority over a crime, over any criminal action, kailangan dito nangyari. Kasi nga, BP 22 is a crime against public interest. So yung say public interest, kailangan na prejudice niya yung yung banking system, yung economy natin. But yung na-prejudice niya is the banking system of America, walang obligation o walang authority ang Philippine government. So it means, in order to be liable under BP 22 with respect to foreign currency, kailangan yung cheque na issue dito sa Pilipinas.
Para may
Pwedeng
habol ka.
ipatawag ng korte yung kahit nasa States.
Yes. As long as na-issue dito sa Pilipinas.
Kahit na-issue dito sa Pilipinas. Dito na-issue sa Pilipinas. Tapos pag ongoing na yung kaso, patatawag ng korte yung Well, not necessarily the corporation, the one who issued the check.
Yes. Pwede magdemanda dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi nga, yung check na issue dito sa Pilipinas. So therefore, the court already
Pero
has
matagal yung
jurisdiction.
kasong ganun.
Actually, ang BP22 is covers under summary proceedings. Actually, dapat mabilis.
Dapat, oh.
Kasi summary. But
Oo.
unfortunately, because of maraming kaso, then konti yung judges natin, napatagalan. Okay? But normally, under sa ating batas, it's a summary. It means kailangan mabilisan. Okay? Yun ang sabi ng batas.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so maraming salamat, attorney. Saan namin kayo makukontak?
Yes.
By the way, you can visit my Facebook page, facebook.com/MarkTolentinoLaw, facebook.com/MarkTolentinoLaw, or I have my own website, www.marktolentинolaw.com. I have also my landline in Manila, 209-6203.
Meron kayo nahawakan kaso, attorney, na bouncing check?
Yes. Marami akong kasong BP22.
Kaya hasang-hasa talaga.
Okay, maraming salamat, attorney. At Vien, anong natutunan mo ngayong araw na to?
Natutunan ko talaga yung tungkol sa signature eh. Importante talaga na bago ka pumirma, alam mo kung ano yung pinipirmahan mo.
Correct, oo.
Kasi mahirap na. Baka ikaw makasuhan.
Oo. Ako naman, siguro, pag ikaw nag-issue ng bouncing check, hindi lang ikaw, yung bangko, at saka yung inisyuhan mo ang naiistorbo, kundi yung estado,
Yung estado
na
talaga.
yung pananalapi, yung pag-exchange ng pera
Ng
sa
pera.
pera, pati yun naiistorbo mo, di ba? Bago tayo gumawa ng, siguraduhin natin na pero kung hindi talaga kaya, lahat naman yan pwedeng, imbis na daanin sa nakatayo, daanin natin sa paupo. Pwede naman yan kausapin na lang. Kung talagang wala
Isettle
kang
na lang.
pambayad, sabihin mo na ngayon na wala kang pambayad kesa madala ka pa dyan sa ganyang kaso. Di ba?
Magbabayad ka pa?
Napaka-komplikado pagka pumasok ka na dyan. Palagay ko, mas malaki yung gastos mo kesa doon sa dapat na in-issue mo talaga, na ibayad mo talaga doon
Times
sa
two?
pagkakautang mo. Baka mamaya maging times 10 pa yun.
Oo.
Na kung pwede naman palang kausap, sa first reaction, magagalit, siguro mananakit pa yan, pero wala siyang magagawa, wala kang pambayad eh. Di ba? Ang ma-appreciate niya yun, pagka sa bandang huli, kinausap mo siya.
Gumawa kayo ng arrangement.
Oo, gumawa kayo ng nakausap mo siya, sinabi mo kung anong kalagay mo, kesa ganito, di ba? Tulad sinabi ko, hindi lang ikaw, yung bangko at saka yung pinag-issue mo na istorbo, kundi yung mismong estado, yung pananalapi na nai-istorbo mo.
Ang mahirap
Diba?
pa dyan pag dumami pa yung niloloko mo.
Correct.
Lalaki
correct.
pa lalo yung
Oo.
kaso.
Saka,
Estafa na yan.
Be responsible.
Yes.
Hindi ibig sabihin na hindi makukulong yung korporasyon, gano'n na ang gagawin. Sana maging responsable tayo sa bawat
Yes.
perang dealings natin when it comes to money.
Yes.
Okay? Maraming salamat po sa inyong mga nakinig at mga nanood. At kami po ay babalik ulit. Kasama
Yes.
natin si
Attorney
Attorney Mark Pogi.
More funny.
Maraming salamat again.
Yes,
Attorney
thank
Mark,
you.
see you again. Maraming salamat. Salamat po sa inyong panonood. See you again. Bye-bye.
again.
Bye! Sa'yo pala yan.
Wala kang
Again, mas maganda